will need to provide proof of funds for your living expenses and health insurance. In some instances, you will need to pay an enrollment deposit as well. The enrollment deposit is your commitment to attend the school. Some schools will refund the enrollment deposit if your visa is denied. Now, once you have received your I-20, it is time to process your visa. While I was recording this, a student asked whether they need to sign the I-20 document and send it back to the school. No, you just have to sign it and then use it to process your visa. Now, once you receive your I-20, you can begin processing your visa. Here are the steps to complete before your visa interview. Step 1, you have to complete the DX1C form, which is the visa application form. Step 2, you have to pay the visa fee. This fee is also called the MRV fee. You must pay it before scheduling a visa interview appointment. Step 3, you have to book a visa interview appointment. Step 4, you have to pay the service fee. This fee must be paid before your visa interview appointment. If you don't pay it before your visa interview, your visa will be denied. About undergraduate admissions and scholarships, you have to ask yourself the kind of scholarship that you are looking for. And I can actually categorize the scholarships into three. One is a full scholarship. A full scholarship means you need to have a good SAT score. Then you can also get a full tuition scholarship, which means all your school fees are going to be covered. You only have to think about your living expenses and then your health insurance. Then we can also talk about other scholarships, which are normally less than 50% of your cost of attendance. With that, you are going to have a huge deficit in terms of part of your tuition and also part of your living expenses. Depending on whether you have the SAT or not, I can suggest certain schools to you. I can suggest schools in the US that offer full scholarships. I can suggest schools in the US that offer full tuition scholarships. And I can also suggest schools in the US that offer normal scholarships. So normal scholarship here means maybe 50% or less than that. And so it's all about, whether you're willing to take the SAT or not. If your family cannot sponsor your studies, then you have to take the SAT if you want to study in the US. If not, don't waste your time. Just focus on going to the university in your country, and then after you are done with your degree, you can come to the US. Hi guys, welcome to this mock session. I have three amazing guests with me. we are going to John and I are going to interview two of them, and we are just going to give our opinions on their answers. And so, if you are watching this, first let me know where you are watching this from, and also whatever we are going to say, if we miss something, because we don't have the answers with us, we just listen and then give our opinions, right? So we can easily miss certain things. So yeah, whatever we miss, just let us know so that we can tell them, okay, so that they can improve the answers. This is the whole point. So I have John with me. John, how is everything? John Mensah.
I'm good, Shai,
Okay,
and hope you're
that's
good too.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Happy to have you. And I have another John from Nigeria, and then I have Imelda. Imelda, it sounds like a Nigerian name. Imelda. Oh, she's left. Okay. Well, it looks like she's not here. Okay. Yeah. We'll see. All right. So we are going to start with John. John from Nigeria. So because I have two Johns, so I have to make it John from Nigeria
Exactly,
and
exactly.
then John the money man so that it's clear.
Shai. Uh,
All right. So John from
Yeah,
Nigeria. Um, how is everything with you?
everything's fine. I'm
Everything
just
is
trying
fine.
to,
Mm,
yeah, I was just trying to get my interview date and,
yeah.
do my interview so that I can get ready for the fall
Yeah.
semester. Yeah.
You don't have an interview date yet.
I had one actually. It was for last week
Okay.
on Friday,
Okay.
but I went there. We were checking my documents. The issue was my CVS payment was not showing on the system,
Mm,
and I couldn't be interviewed. So
yeah.
uh, yeah. So I don't know why that happened. I don't know. I think Homeland Security they didn't link my new I-20 to my CVS payment, so it wasn't showing on the system. Anyway, they gave me grace. They told me, okay, you don't have to pay the interview fee again. just reschedule the appointments, and you can come for the interview.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just trying to find a good date. That's where I am right now.
Yeah, let me try to understand it. So what you mean is that you went for your interview, but then when you got there, the I-20 payment, the service fee payment was not showing right on the screen.
Yeah. It wasn't
Uh,
showing on the screen.
but you have actually paid.
Yeah, I paid. The problem is the CB's payment was on the CB's ID for my old I-20, so I
Ah,
had to
okay.
transfer to the new one. So
Okay. So
uh,
that has not been done right yet.
no, I've done it. I've done it.
Okay, but then okay, so it means it's from their end, not from your end. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's from there, and it wasn't
Mm,
mine. I did it manually, but they should have done it actually.
okay, that makes sense. Okay. So let's begin. Who is sponsoring your studies?
It's going to be my father, and it's going to be me.
Your father and you. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What does your father do?
Okay, so my father is an administrator at a textile industry. It's called Kanduki Limited. He also has his own consulting company for agricultural companies. He is involved in facilitating the distribution of fertilizer around Nigeria.
Okay. And how did you get your own personal funds?
I own a school. I own an English school and a career coaching school. So that is what I've been doing for a while. So with that, I've saved up a couple of thousands of dollars regarding my master's studies abroad.
Okay. How long has the school been in existence?
I don't know, but I think for a very long time because it's a state university in California. So California State University
No.
probably.
Like I mean, the school you own. You say you own a school, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How long
Oh,
has?
I've been, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing this business for the past 4 years. I've been doing it for the past 4 years, yeah.
Mm, okay. All right. So, what are you going to study?
I'm going to be studying a Master's of Science in Business Administration with a concentration in management.
Why do you need this program?
Well, I need this program because it has a high concentration in different sectors of management. So, new venture management, human resource management, and uh, new venture management, human resource management, and I think data management should be the last one. But it has a concentration in management, and I need this program to basically obtain knowledge of more modern strategies in terms of management to keep my father's business and the textile industry in Nigeria even more, to make the textile industry in Nigeria even more successful than it is right now. One thing that I noticed in Nigeria is we don't, we sometimes don't have a modern way of designing database and of course managing database, and database design is something that's really important. So I need this program because it's going to help give me the knowledge and the skills that I need to effectively design a proper database for companies
How do you hear about
and
the
to
school?
effectively manage.
How
How
did
did
you
I
hear
hear
about
about
this?
school?
Yeah.
I did research by myself and I found the school which had everything that I needed. So that's why I went for this as one of the options of the schools that I applied to. Yeah.
Okay. And what is your current job? I know you said you own a school, but what is your current job?
My current job. Okay, my current job, I'm actually a strategy consultant at a tech company. It's called Infinite Up. So for the past year, we've been working on a project. It's called Doer Business. This project aims to help different businesses in sub-Saharan countries to develop using AI tools, help with sales strategy, risk management, and of course, handling legal procedures if people don't have any idea of how to structure their legal proceedings themselves. So I've been volunteering mostly. So That's what I've been doing for the past year. It's more so like an internship.
Mm, I see. Why do you need an internship? Why do you, why what is the whole point?
Okay,
Especially when
so
you have a
I
school. Why not focus
okay,
on the
well,
school?
okay, well, the point of the internship, I was very inspired by the whole initiative. I do see a lot of sub-Saharan countries struggling, and I see a huge potential in digitalizing businesses and using tools to help these businesses grow in a digital form. So, my country, Nigeria, is also considered a country in the sub-Saharan. So, I felt, why not start somewhere and use what I've learned from my undergraduate degrees to gain some experience into what it's going to
Where
be
did you
like
study
in the
during
business world.
undergraduate degree? What did you study during undergraduate degree?
My undergraduate was in business administration.
Okay. How many schools do you apply to?
I applied to three other schools other than this one: the Catholic University of America, South Dakota State University, California State's Chico, and City University of New York. So actually, four universities after this one that I've applied to.
Okay. I see. What made you apply to these schools?
Well, applying to these schools have very vibrant and dynamic programs when it comes to the business field, and different. They all have different approaches in their curriculum to how they attack business. So it was really what I needed and what I was getting the best value for money. And depending on what aligns with my future goals is what made me choose this specific one, because it gives me more flexibility to customize my concentration, whereas the other ones kind of focus on only one thing. And I do want to focus on one thing, but I want to focus on one thing and have a little bit of other things as well.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, I there are a lot of there are a lot of issues with your answers because I am not getting the clarity that I was looking for, right? Because I don't need to ask you. Let me just tell you what I think so far, and I believe John will add to what I am going to tell you. So first, when I asked you who is sponsoring you, you said your father and then yourself. And then I asked you what your father does. You say he's an administrator. Okay. And
Yeah.
then and works in a consulting company. Now, the thing that helps when it comes to your finances, somebody sponsoring you, it helps to know what your cost of attendance is because you're coming to spend money. So, it kind of makes the visa officer think that you are aware of the financial obligations of studying in the US. But I don't know what your deficit is. You don't tell me anything about what he's covering, how much you are covering, and stuff like that. And for you personally, everything is just confusing to me. Like you said, you are sponsoring yourself from the fact that you have a school, yet you don't work in the school. You work in another company, and why if you are interested in if the school is generating a lot of money, why not work in the school? Because I asked you a lot of questions and I was trying to see why you work in the company, and I don't see how that company helps your school. I didn't see any correlation between what you are doing in the company and how that is going to help you in making your school better. And I didn't even see how the MBA program helps the job you are doing now. It sounds to me like you are not being truthful, and the visa officer is going to think like that you're not being true, but you are not being truthful about a lot of things, and that means you are going to the visa officer will find it difficult to approve your visa. Yes. You said that the school has been in existence for 4 years plus or something, or
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. If you own the school, I expected you to tell me it was the year that the dates that the school was established, that I started the school in maybe January 2023 or something. So that convinces anyone hearing you that no, this person is telling the truth. But if you just tell me it was for the past 4 years plus, or I think you said 4 years or so, like, no, that's not
strong enough. It doesn't say anything. When you said your own, you said you've made a couple of $1,000 from the school.
Yeah.
Now, when you use the word a couple, from my understanding, it could mean $2,000. It means you probably made $2,000, or it could also mean you've made like several thousands of dollars. It's when you use the word couple, it can be $2,000 or several thousands of dollars. You have to be clear. How much do you have that you are using to sponsor your studies? And aside even your personal savings and all of that, when I look at your dad as an administrator, I am not too sure if your dad is making that much to be able to sponsor your studies. Also, you own a school. Why will your dad want to sponsor you? Your school should be doing enough, like well enough to generate enough money for you to pursue your studies in it. So why is your dad sponsoring you, despite the fact that you own a school? Like all these things. When I asked you why do you want to study the program, you were just focusing on it has several concentrations, concentration in human resource management, concentration in this, and no, that's not the point. Why do you need a program? I was expecting you to actually connect the management side. You said you want to concentrate on management, fine. F- uh I wanted you to connect the management aspect of the program to management of your school, because that is something you own and that is why you want to study the program. I was expecting you to make that very clear. You said
No.
modern strategies. You say you are going to the school to learn modern strategies that will help your father's business. What about your school? How are those skills going to help your school as well? Unless you don't have a school
Okay.
and then you and okay, just let me finish. Okay, and also if you are going to help your father's business, why are you not working for your father? Why are you not employing your father's company so that you come back and then work in your father's company? You have a school, like all the stories you said, and then at some point I was hearing you talk about database. Why do you need database management when your focus is more about management, how to manage people? That's what I got from that, right? That kind of money, not database management. That's not what I got from that. And then when I asked you how did you hear about the school, all you said was you heard about the school because you said you did your own research and then you realized that the school has everything you need. What are those everything you need? When you say everything you need, you've not said anything. What did you find from the school's website? That is the answer you gave is not good enough at all. It's not good. It doesn't show me that you actually did your research. I asked you how many schools you applied to. You said 3, and then you said 4. It's like, what is going on? You applied to 4 schools. It's not like 10 schools or something. It's just 4. You should be able to remember that you applied to 4 schools. And then you said it's vibrant and dynamic, and then different approaches, and then you choose one because that one has many concentrations. And then also you came back and said you actually want to focus on one concentration. So it's like, it's just the visa, the way the visa interview works. You just have to be very clear about what you want and stick to that. Connect everything around what you want and just stick to that. Don't be shifting from one place to another. That doesn't help at all. So focus on what you want. Why do you need a program? Who is going to benefit from the program? Is it your father's company? If it's your father's company, you should be working for your father. If it's your school should generate at least a lot of money to be able to help you, because it means it's a viable business. Like all these things, I didn't have to ask you other things, but this is what I think so far. You were going to say something, so I want to listen to you, and then I'll let John come in.
Okay. Can I speak?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Actually, yeah, Shai, you've made a lot of good points. The thing is, with this school that I own, yeah, I've been doing this business for the past 4 years, but something that I was doing, I kind of started it in the middle towards the end of my undergraduate program. So, it's something that I've been using to, just like make some money on the side. Like, yeah, it's a good business. Like, I can survive on it. I can save money off it as well. But it's not something that I want to do forever. The things that I want to focus on is mainly the project that I was working on, this doer business about AI tools management and helping subsaharan companies as well as adding value to my father's business. These are the two things I want to do. My bad in not really expressing that properly. I guess I should probably not even mention, like, I have a business or anything. And also, I have done some work for my father's company. Like, I don't work there officially, but I so once in a while I do things to add value to the company as well. So yeah, I would want to learn things to give me some leverage in that industry as well.
Yeah, so the every interview is, in a way, it's like you are acting. You try to make yourself look good. It's not like, you have to be as truthful as possible, but at the same time you have to make your story, make anyone who listens to you believe you, right? Because
Yeah,
why will, if you've been working for your dad's company and stuff like that, and then he's sponsoring you, that makes sense. It makes sense to me that if you're working for your dad and then your dad's company is sponsoring you, or your dad is sponsoring you, so that you come back and work in the company, like, you have to be very clear about what you do in the company and how the degree is going to help you when you come back to work in that company. And yeah, so, but I think you get a point, right? Let John come in. John, please, what do you think about his answers so far?
Yeah. Hi, listeners and watchers from afar. Yeah, John. Yeah, thank you, Shai. John, my name. You, yeah, you're doing well. Actually, this approach is quite uh tricky, right? Sometimes, most of the time, when you are going for an interview, your preparation, yeah, and it's good that you've taken this approach to do the mock session.
Yeah.
But then there are some things that you have to take note. And one of the things I didn't understand something. Let me first let you clear that one. So when did you actually graduate? Which year?
I October 2023.
2023.
Yeah,
And when did the school start running? Your school. When did
I
you
was
start?
doing the school as I was studying even before I graduated. Yeah.
So which year?
So I started that business in 2021 October. So I started then, and then I expanded in October 2023. So the month that I finished, to other countries and everything. Yeah.
So you were still doing your degree, still in school whilst you were running the school,
Yeah.
right? So how were you doing that?
It was at the time I started. It wasn't big. It was mostly like a part-time thing, a
Mm,
few hours every week. It
okay.
wasn't really taking a whole lot of my time.
So
It's really big.
how many teachers do you
What?
have in your school? How many teachers?
Oh, no, no, no! It's just me and my students. I just have like 40 students, so now there's a lot of people
So it's
and
not
a
like
lot
a
of things that.
school. It's not like a registered school.
Yeah, it's not really like a registered school. It's more like a freelance kind of thing.
Ah,
Yeah, so that's what made me ask the question, because when you say you have a school, anyone will picture a big school.
yeah,
Anyone will picture something big, and the visa officer will even be surprised that someone with a big school is
yeah,
being sponsored by the dad.
yeah.
And
That's the
it
point. Yeah.
to us it will make sense, but to them it will not make
No,
sense.
no, no. It doesn't make sense
That
to me.
Yeah, you see, that's why I asked the question. So John, it's good that you bring some points, like something to make your point rich, like something to make your whatever that you are generating presentable. But then you should take note how those people will accept those things that
Yeah.
you'll be saying. Because because if you tell me that you run a school which has been in service for like three
For
4 years
years.
or two
Yeah.
years, and you were running it whilst you were in school, it
Yeah.
means you're a big man, bro. So, and after you graduating, I, as a layman, would think that you have to rather go to your school to manage your school
Exactly.
and not do somebody's job. That is the next thing that I'm coming on. And your dad, you being sponsored by your dad, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
But you having a school meaning the school doesn't generate much income, or the school doesn't exist, or the school is like something that doesn't make the school viable
Yeah.
to support you. Because if you have a school, the school should be, you should be able to get an income from the school to support yourself, and your personal income to also to support yourself in your studies. Your dad shouldn't come in. Your dad can come in maybe for emergencies or anything. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is from the layman's point of view. And yeah, so yeah, and Shai was making one point, and it's very, very important. When you are talking about the course that you are going to do in the United States, you should try to link it to what you are going to do back home. So
Okay.
that is what will bring you back home.
Yeah.
Actually, that is the only thing that can
That's
bring
your
you back
choice.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after your education, the reason why you took the course, you've already stated, probably is going to give you knowledge in this, advance what, promote what, give you whatever your explanation you will give, they will take it. But then why are you taking the course? So if it's your dad that is sponsoring you, and your dad is into you said your dad is an administrator,
Administrator.
right?
Yeah.
So your
Yeah, my
dad
dad
is
does two
helping.
things: administrating and consultancy, not just one thing.
Good,
Yeah.
good. So your dad is sponsoring you,
Yeah.
so that when you finish your education, you will, as a form of appreciation, you should come to either do something to assist your dad, or do something to help to promote your school. So you should focus on one. You understand? You should
Yeah.
you should focus on one thing that can bring you back home. That is a very precise. It should be precise, like something exact. That's, oh, this one should bring me back home, and this thing. This is the reason why I'm taking this course. You understand? So I think what we are doing here has will even give you
Yeah.
the right, like it will give you the right path for you to channel your your points to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's good. It's good from your delivery. Yes, you're using a lot of terms, but then you should you should know when to use when,
Yeah.
what to use at that time. You understand? You don't just deliver, but you should make sure that whatever you are saying, it makes sense, and then it's very precise, and then it is something that relates to what they need. Because sometimes they don't just want you to talk, but they want you to just link something to something.
Yeah.
I'm going to the US to do this. I'll get knowledge, or I'll get knowledge ABC
Yeah.
in this course.
Yeah.
And after getting this knowledge ABC, I'll I'll go back to this my country or my father's company, which I'll be able. There's a position, a
Yeah.
vacancy
Yeah.
position which demands A B C D. So I already have ABC, which means I qualify for this position
Yeah.
to take that. You see, so you have to link it. It should be something that is
Yeah.
it is traceable. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think so far, I aside that, I don't think
Yeah.
it was bad. I don't think it was bad. I think you did good. And
He can
the only
express.
thing,
Yeah. Go
yeah,
finish.
yeah, your expression is perfect,
Yeah,
and
he can
you,
express himself, but then for me,
yeah,
I'm not convinced by the answers at all. Like for me,
yeah,
I'm not convinced. And also, I have my doubts about his dad, the credibility of his dad as his sponsor. I have my doubts about that because you said your dad is an administrator,
Yeah.
and then he consults for another. He's also a consultant. He has a consulting business, and so he's an
Yeah.
administrator in one company. I'm not too
Hmm.
sure how much he makes as an administrator, and then also consulting. I'm not too sure if he makes that much for him to be able to sponsor your studies in the US. I could be wrong, but I just have my doubts about when you present him as an administrator and then also a consultant, I just feel like, yeah, that is, especially you don't have any scholarship, it's like everything on your dad. And like and also the school thing, they just don't mention it at all. The 2000, the visa officer does not want to hear anything about $2,000. What is $2,000? That is John's John's rent.
Shai.
That is just rent. He's a money man. That's his rent. So like 2,000, the visa officer doesn't want to hear. When the visa officer wants to hear money's like 20,000 and stuff ahead, and
Yeah.
but 2,000.
Actually, most of my dad's income comes from consulting for agricultural companies. So when they do distribute fertilizer around the country, it's in large amounts. So because he facilitates that and everything, he gets a cut of, like, it could be something like 70 to 100,000 for that year. So most of his income comes from there, and
100,000 is
that's
like $1,000, right?
what?
100,000 naira. 100,000 naira is like $1,000. Or
No,
No,
a
he's talking
hundred
about
thousand
$100,000.
he consults and makes $100,000 in Nigeria.
Like
No,
he's
it's a
talking
very,
about a year.
it's in a year. It's in a year. It's in a year.
He consults
So
and makes.
annual.
No, I still. Consultation in other places, yeah, they make, because of the size of the businesses, you can consult and they make a lot of money. But I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I don't know about
Yeah,
like.
but it's like a government thing. It's like a government contract. So it's like fertilizer in huge amounts, like all over Nigeria. So
Okay, let's
it's usually
just say.
runs.
Okay, let's just say I don't know. I am just getting it. You know what you know, right? So when you present it and then the visa
Yeah.
officer believes you, then that is good. But I just,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean,
let's
if you can tell me a way to frame it, because like, yeah, I guess it's
No,
like
like
maybe.
if it's true, present it. That's all I'm saying. But I just feel like I don't know if it's true. But if it's true, then present it. That's all I'm trying to say. Right. So yeah, I think. Do you have any question for us? Because I think we've spent like 30 minutes on you.
Oh, me. Yeah, I do have questions. I would love to actually, fine tune my answers and kind of like structure everything. So, like, how can we do this again?
No,
Can I like?
you've already gotten everything. What we've given you is so much, because you are getting it from two people. Like what you've had in this session is enough for you to restructure your answer and then make it so good. Like, but the other thing is, we cannot help you with is your funding. We cannot influence. We have been able to tell you how to make your answers better, but we cannot help you with your finances. If you know your dad is truly being truly sponsoring, and then he has the money, then when you present it, so that one, good luck to you. Okay, so yeah, we wish you the best.
Yeah.
Imelda, are
Yeah,
you
can you
there?
hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you are
we
Yeah,
can
I'm
good.
hear you.
here. My network was very bad, so I have to change the phone.
That's okay, it's fine. So we're happy to have you. So when is your interview again?
It was supposed to be tomorrow, but I have changed it because due to something I couldn't make it.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So tell me about your program.
Okay, so my program is Business Administration and Management, and it's
Okay.
a 2-year program.
Okay.
We start on the 7th of April 2025 to 27th and
I really
27th of April
I really
2027.
I really don't need the dates. I need you to tell me what is the program about? What are you going to learn from the program, and how is the program important to you? That's what I want to hear from you. The dates is on the
Oh, okay,
itinerary
okay, okay,
already.
okay, okay.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. So the the area curriculum of the program is about like leadership management, financial accounting, human resource management, operation management, talent acquisition, which will help me take up a position with my uncle's company, which is the 3K Logistics and Construction Company when I complete
What is your
as
current
their
job?
HR
What is your
operational.
current job?
Okay, so I'm the administrative officer of my uncle's company, which is the 3K Logistics and Construction Company.
I mean, you've already started mentioning the names. You don't have to. Normally, when I do mock sessions, You can. I just want you to say ABC company or something. But if you're okay saying it, too, that's also fine, right?
Ah, okay, I didn't know about that. Like, I couldn't have
Yeah,
said
you
it.
can, even if I say, oh, who is sponsoring, and then you want to mention the name, just you can just use ABC or something. Just that's the whole
Okay,
point.
okay.
Yeah. So okay. So what do you do as an administrative officer? What do you do?
So, okay, so I'm in charge of processing customers. I'm sorry, I'm very tense. That's right. Sorry.
We are listening.
I'm in charge of processing customers' orders, record inventory and management, and also the transport coordination of goods.
Okay. And so you this is what you do, and
So it is. I have to tell you one thing. I
tell me
went for
one
the
thing.
interview on the 23rd of January, and I was refused because I was asked where my school was. I was done with the interview, and then he picked up the approved and asked me where is my school, and then I mistakenly said Virginia, and then he denied me. He was like, "Wow, you are not like aware
Where
of where
where
the
is
school is."
where is your school?
So it's in Chambly, Georgia.
So why did you mention Virginia? I'm just
So
being
this
a
is
bit
what
curious.
happened. There was a girl who was interviewed before me, and then she had the same school with me, and then she was going to Virginia. So I was just caught up with the whole thing. That's what happened.
This kind of this
By
kind
the
of
time I
this
told
kind of
him,
mistake is a big mistake. Like it's like
yeah,
how,
it really caused me.
how do you like
Yeah,
there is no visa officer who will approve of it. Some might understand, but it's just difficult to convince the visa officer that the visa officer will
yeah. So
thinking
I
you have a
told him
family
like,
in
oh,
Virginia.
yeah. So I told him I'm sorry. Like it's Chambly, Georgia. And he was like, wow, why did you say Virginia? And I told him that I heard
Are
a
you a
girl saying
Ghanaian? Are
Virginia,
you a
and then
Ghanaian?
yeah.
Yeah, when you said inner, I was like, then you have to be a guy. I thought I thought you're a Nigerian. Okay, okay.
No, I'm a Ghanaian.
Yeah. So okay. So my question is, what has changed?
Uh-huh.
What has changed since your last
Okay,
interview?
so I have a new sponsor now, which I was supposed to use as bank statement, but due to me being close with my other uncle, I used his bank statement.
Eh?
But
You have a new sponsor. Like why? So if you were close to being approved using the old sponsor, why are you now changing your sponsor? Who was sponsoring you before? Okay, who was your
he
your
didn't even ask for my bank statement when I went to the interview.
No, but he asked you who is sponsoring you, right? He definitely asked you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so who is
yeah,
sponsoring you?
yeah.
At the time, who was sponsoring you?
It was my uncle in Canada who was a medical radiation technologist.
And now who
With
is sponsoring you? And now who is sponsoring you?
now my uncle who is my employer, he's the one sponsoring me now.
Hey, listen, changing uncle to uncle like that. Hey, it's not easy like that too. Like, hey, wow. And what is your deficit?
26,178 US dollars.
I see. Because I don't think it's a good idea to say that you had a previous uncle and now you have a new uncle. I'm not too sure that's a good idea. I don't think
So, how do you think I should answer that question?
You don't
so.
know.
Johnny, say something.
Yeah, you shouldn't even, because you don't even know what's the reason why they denied you. So you can just go ahead and say that because telling them a different uncle is like you have too many uncles who
It's
can sponsor
too
you.
too many uncles. It's
So
noisy. Oh.
just say something. Just coin something. Probably I can just coin something for you. But then yeah, you shouldn't say that. So you don't know the reason why they okay, let's finish the interview first. Let's finish the interview first.
And
So
then let me be away. How about that?
students. When we do mock sessions, students think that the interview is so easy that as soon as I ask you questions, I'll be able to tell you what to do easily. It doesn't work like that. There are certain things you would have to know like ask you, okay, which questions were you asked and how did you answer them? So somebody has to get those questions and answers, and then try to look at everything, kind of connect things, and then be able to tell you, okay, right now let's go this way. Uh, it's not straightforward like that. I can tell you something, but it might not even help you. So it doesn't work like that. It's not like we should just tell you something. It's not like that. Okay. All right. So how did you hear about the school?
Okay, so I heard about Australia through an online research when I was exploring two institutions that offered.
Are you there?
Yeah, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you didn't finish your answer.
Okay, so I heard about Australia University through exploring institutions that offered flexible, career-oriented
Are you
programs.
reading from something?
I'm not even in my house, though. I'm in a friend's house. I'm not reading.
Okay,
That's
because
me.
the pauses and all of that, so it made me feel like,
Then
okay,
it's the network.
okay, I'm listening.
Okay, so I heard about Australia University through an online research, exploring through institutions that offered flexible career-oriented programs to working professionals like myself.
That's all.
Yeah.
Hey, the visa officer gives you 30 seconds to answer this question, and you say this. It doesn't sound like you did the process yourself. It doesn't sound like you, because yeah, before I came, like, if I am going to apply to a school, it's not just like
Mhm.
it's not just like I was looking for a program that is career oriented, straightforward. No, 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 it takes time, it takes work, it takes a little bit of, I work in this, I work as this, and uh maybe there is I want to advance my career in this. It's an area that I've recently developed an interest in, and so I was looking at universities in the US that offer a program with this particular area of specialization or something. So I was doing my research, and I came across several universities, and I had to go through their requirements, and then I was able to narrow it down to maybe three universities. And so I decided to apply to this one, this maybe these three universities, or out of maybe 10 or something, because of the fact that this program is this. And I also maybe reached out to the coordinator about certain things, and the responsiveness of the emails that I got made me wanna, like, it's a conversation. If you express yourself like this, anyone who hears you is like, oh yeah, this person, yeah, she did it herself. But if you are just saying like, no, 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 the visa interview thing, when I coach students, I give, they prepare answers and all of that. But then I tell them it's not just the answers that you have. When you go, the answers are more like in your mind to guide you. But you should make it like a conversation. That, if they ask you why this school, if you are just like, I applied to this school because, that might not even sound good, right? But you can be like, oh, well, actually, I was doing this. Like, you make it a conversation, and they are like, oh, this person is telling the truth. But if you just go like a robot, and then you are just A, B, C, no, 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 that's not right. I remember John's. So John, I've done something with your transcript, right? And I remember your interview. You When you were asked why you've been denied before, uh and you smiled in a way, and then, like, that kind of conversation makes the person feel like, okay, well, this person is, so yeah, that the answer you gave is not convincing enough, right? I'm not too sure, if you actually did the process yourself. um
I started this process before I completed the uni. I did it myself.
you did yourself.
Yeah, I completed in 2023. I did everything
So
myself.
why the school, why the Australia University, what is it about the school, why?
Okay, so this is how I heard about Australia University initially. I saw this thing on LinkedIn, searching through job opportunities in the state. This is how it happened. So I came across this school in Georgia State College with some school in the UK, Lubbock University, and I was like, okay, let me try these schools and see what goes on there. At that time, I didn't know about this all those things on TikTok and all those things. So when before I applied to the school, I called their this thing, admission officer, one of them, because her number was on there, and then I spoke to her, and she was like, "Okay, these are the programs they have." She gave me the programs, and I was like, "I'm interested in business administration and management or international business." And then she told me the school doesn't offer international business, but with the business administration and management, they have like when you offer the business administration and management, they have other sub courses in it, which is entrepreneurship and
You see, what you are telling me right now makes a lot of sense to me than your initial answer. Because right now you've decided to make it a conversation. If you tell me, oh, I came across the school on LinkedIn and I went on their website and then there were things which were unclear to me. So I called the admissions officer and then I asked about certain things and then they told me, oh, they don't have this specifically, but then this one they have this other one which aligns with my current job, and which align maybe partially with my current job and also what I want to do or something like that kind of thing. Yeah, it makes sense. If you mention to the visa officer that you found something on LinkedIn, the visa officer will be like, okay, LinkedIn, yes, it makes sense that you came across the school on LinkedIn and then like make it a conversation, not this robotic transcript answers. Those ones, it might not, it doesn't help like that, right? You have to make it so like personal and you have to sound truthful, right? So I don't know. Imelda has left. So I don't know, network
Yeah.
issues, I guess. So that is she's not here for us to ask her more, but I think she
I
gets the
think John
point. Yeah, John, go ahead.
John is talking.
Yeah. So I was listening to your mock session with Imelda.
Okay.
Actually, I wanted to mention, I don't know why, but it slipped my mind. So my cost of attendance for my university, my tuition is actually $20,000 a year. So I don't know why, but in one of my answers, I should have mentioned this. But I was the best graduating student in my class, so it makes me eligible for 50% off my tuition, and which would make my tuition $10,000 every year. um,
So
you know,
yeah,
which
yeah.
yeah, which by US standards, it's actually not a lot. It's quite cheap. Um, so I know you guys were like saying I should kind of like fine tune my answers. Like with if my father's sponsoring me, I should be more specific and everything. So with a cost of attendance like that, would you think it would be a lot of emphasis into like, okay, the funding, uh, you know, is this guy's father making like enough money or something? Because really, that's like not like so much. But I want to hear your opinion. I just want to hear you guys' opinions.
Well, I mean, there is nothing wrong with. So the thing is that you know the visa interview thing. I can tell you one thing, the same question. I can tell you one answer, and then another person will come with the same question or a similar question. I will tell the person another thing because sometimes you look at different things. In your case, I don't think it's you can if it's you say you got a tuition waiver of 50%. For me, once it's okay, it's not your cost of attendance, but it's tuition. So yeah, you can even say that if they ask you who is sponsoring you, you can say because of your high GPA you got. It's not strong enough, but I mean, if you can say because of your high GPA, the school gave you so and so scholarship. You have to know the name of the scholarship, which covers 50% of your tuition, leaving you with a deficit of maybe 30,000, which will be covered by your dad, who is the this and this, and like yeah, it can work because yeah, 50% of tuition. Because yeah, I think 50% of tuition is also something you can probably go with and say yeah, you have a 50% tuition because based on your strong GPA. Yeah, it can work. It depends on how you say it and all these things. But yeah, that can also work. I think 50% tuition covered by the school. Yeah, you have living expenses and which maybe 15,000. So then you have a deficit of maybe 25,000. So you have 10,000 covered, and then you have maybe 25,000. Right? Is that how it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so
So
10,000 covered.
ten
Yeah.
thousand and then 25. Yeah, because the 10,000 is tuition, it can work. It can make sense, right? Because it's tuition, so it's like, because the living expenses most of the time we can hustle, we can try and then manage our expenses and fight
Manage.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once your
Yeah.
tuition is covered 50%, if you tell it well, yeah, because it's not every school that has good scholarships, right? Or even for some programs. And so if you get 50% scholarship and then depend on how you tell your story that you got it because of this and that, it can work. The visa officer, if you say it well, the visa officer will like it. So yeah. So it's not like one answer to every question, to the same question for every student. No, it depends on the student and what you say, and yeah, but that can work. Yeah.
Yeah. Imelda, can you hear?
Imelda
Can
is
you
not
hear
yet.
us?
Imelda, oh, hold on. I think she
She
just joined. Let
came.
me add it. Yeah, let me add it. She has not been added. That's why okay. I've added it
Oh.
now. But let's okay. Do you want to say something to John, or we should just go straight to Imelda?
Yeah, John, I think, yeah. So you see, just like we said, you as you continue to think of what you have, you understand. You see, you understand. Just get the understanding of the whole procedure, and then what to put together, right? Because you even forgot about adding your scholarship thing and all that. So just sit down, go through your admission, go
Yeah,
through everything. We've just given you the guidance and everything. And
yeah,
all that we've given you is the best.
yeah.
It's like
It,
we've
it
told you
can't. Nobody
everything.
can tell you anything better than what we've told you. Honestly, we've
Yeah,
just told you the
we've
best.
given
Like,
you we've
yeah,
given you everything. So all that you have to do is just sit down, put things together. Those things that look like you are trying to convince someone, but it's not in line, just cut them off. Just
yeah,
take them all out.
yeah,
And then be precise.
yeah,
Just go straight to the point, but it shouldn't be too short. Like, I'm going to study. What are you going to study? What do you do? You understand? If you
yeah,
tell them I work, I've been working for this year. What exactly do you do?
yeah,
You understand? So there are some, when they ask you a question, they want to know as the exact thing that you do,
yeah,
and the exact thing that is around that particular subject that you're asking of.
yeah,
So just sit down and then put things together.
yeah.
For me, I believe it's going to work, but just you just have to sit down,
Mm.
put things
And
together,
also,
and then
I mentioned, like, this, I forgot to mention again, this is my second attempt. So my first attempt, I tried in the country that I studied in, and I couldn't get approved because I didn't have a valid residency of that country. So, like, the interview went well. The visa officer liked my answers. He wanted to really, like, approve my visa, but I think he saw on
Well,
mm,
the system that I wasn't, like, in
we
student status.
cannot
So
we cannot really say why you were denied. You might think it's because you did it in a different country, and people go to different countries and they are approved all the time. So we cannot tell you why you were denied, right? But if you take what we've told you and then work, because people think what has changed is, you have to understand what happened, then you can know where you can find a change or something.
Let me
But
see. Oh.
we cannot really help with that because it's more complicated than you are thinking, right? All right, let's go to
so John.
email. Okay,
John,
John.
you hang in there. We'll just be online, right? We are going to. I think I will give example of what you can say about
okay,
especially if you've been refused before.
John, you can you can you
And
yeah,
can you can tell him now because Imelda has left. I don't
okay,
know why
okay.
she keeps going
So
and leaving. So
uh so it's straight. No one will know what the VO will base on to deny you. Nobody. You are not a magician. You never know. They can
yeah,
base on anything, your appearance, anything to just deny you. So for me, what I said, I was denied two times. The
wow,
what I yeah, the one that I came with was my third attempt. So you just don't know. Just be honest. I told him honestly, I cannot pinpoint as the exact thing that the visa officer denied me on. However, this and that has changed uh in my visa. What in my application? The first one, I traveled, right? I've traveled because I was applying for B1, B2, I felt like I had just joined my company
Yeah.
and that I didn't have enough funds.
Yeah.
But unlike now, I've worked in my company for more than 2 years. So I've been able to save some money,
Yeah.
enough money to support myself. Secondly, whilst applying for the my second attempt,
Yeah.
I had not traveled anywhere aside China.
Yeah.
So I went out of China as a means of vacation, right? And just to state the purpose that I didn't want to just travel to the United States. No, I just wanted to go on vacation. So I went. If US did not give me the visa, it doesn't stop me from it doesn't stop me from going for vacation. So I went to Philippines and
Yeah.
came back to China. So you have to just tell them one or two things that has changed, but it has to be practical. You don't just tell them my I had an uncle and then I'm now having a new uncle. You understand? So when you tell them that, it's like you have a lot of uncles there that you can even if this one fails, you bring another one.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. So
Yeah, Imanda, we'll come to you.
John,
Sorry.
John, you are making it look like it was easy, but it wasn't easy. You see, in your case, right? I've looked at your transcript and all of that. In your case, the fact that you traveled is a big deal. John, you traveled, that was a big deal. You went to Philippines to enjoy yourself. That was a big deal.
Chai, Chai, you're making it. Chai.
That was a big deal. You had worked at Microsoft. Even the name Microsoft that you mentioned, right? You had worked at Microsoft, and you had started making a lot of money. You were making a lot of money, right? That is also a big deal. And then you were very clear about why you need a program. Like you were using a lot of technical terms. Like that was very important. Like what you were
Mm-hmm.
doing and what you are coming to do. So you changed a lot of things. You were very clear about what has changed. Like it was
Yeah,
significant. Those are what
yeah,
what they call significant changes. So yeah, so it's not straightforward like that. Right? We don't know what you have changed and all of that. But
yeah,
John, yours was different. You did a lot of things right. So
yeah.
yeah,
But
we
John,
are.
it can work. It can work.
Yeah, it can
Just
work. It
sit
can. It
down.
take
Yeah,
a little bit of,
yeah.
yeah.
Just
So
don't lie about what changed. Don't be like
yeah,
the visa officer said this. No, no, no.
yeah,
No visa officer will tell you what you were being denied of. They
yeah.
will
They won't tell you.
no
Yeah,
no one
they
will
won't
tell you.
tell you. Yeah,
So
you have to figure
don't
out.
lie to them.
You
Yeah.
have to figure out everything and then improve everything. Everything, improve it. That's all right. Improve everything. So Imelda, she keeps going on and off, but let's see. Imelda, are
My
you here?
network is very, very, very bad.
Okay, but aside your network, it's like you are always talking to some. Like it's like either somebody's talking to you or you're talking to somebody in the background. We've been hearing that
Okay, so
as
I'm
well.
using my sister's phone. So I told
Okay,
her like to help me make it stable because I was having problems with it.
Mm,
okay, that's
okay.
fine. So we've said a few things. Okay, let me ask you. Have you traveled to other countries before?
No.
So you have two uncles who love you so much. One is in Canada, and then one has a company that you work for, and despite your family being rich enough for you to have two uncles, two rich uncles, you've not traveled outside the country before. Maybe some might find it
No.
difficult to believe that you have the they are really sponsoring you. The visa some might find it difficult. You don't have to travel before you're
Yeah.
approved, but then in situations like this, right, where you don't have money, where you don't have scholarship, and then you are supposed to prove something like this, that you have the uncles and you are changing the uncles, which means you have a lot of
Okay,
uncles.
when I did my September, I did this thing in September. I had
Mhm.
scholarship, but because I didn't go in September, they told me that the scholarship was only for September, so it was cancelled.
Now, with the visa, we are talking about now what you have. If you don't have it in hand
Mhm.
now, it doesn't count. That explanation doesn't count at all. It doesn't work. If you don't have the scholarship, if you don't have it now, whether you had it before, no, it doesn't matter. if you don't talk about a scholarship that you don't have at the interview, you don't talk about it because you don't have it. Once you talk about it, it's like you cannot even sponsor your studies. It's like you're trying to lean on this that kind of scholarship, right? And when you come,
Oh,
you
okay.
might struggle, and then you might end up doing certain things, and so yeah.
Okay.
So that is something that. Do you have any family in the US?
No.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I think we've told you, we've asked you a few things. Okay, so why the US? Let me just hear that one, and then why the US?
So I chose US because it is the home of the best business schools in the world, offering globally recognized education in business administration and management. And also it will give me access to the latest practice in HR and also a
Latest
valuable
what?
networking
Latest
opportunity.
what?
Practice in HR.
Latest practice in HR. What do you mean?
Okay, so one of my destinies, the question is like, where are you going? My answer was I was going to the US to pursue a 2 years master's program in business
Who asked you where
administration
are
and
you going?
management.
Who asked you where are you going?
You said who asked me where am I going?
Yeah, you said one of your questions is where are you going, and I said
Okay,
who
okay,
asked you
okay,
that?
fine, fine. So with you didn't ask me where am I going.
Yeah, so why are you answering that question to me?
Okay, so since I'm not okay, so let me put it like this. So since you didn't ask me, I was not supposed to put or I was because I'm going to study
I'm
in
asking
the
you a
US
question, right?
because
I'm asking you a question, so you
uh
have to answer my question, not bring in a
according
question
to
I've
the
not asked you. I've asked you a question, so answer. Give me my answer. That's all I'm asking. Not for you to tell me something else that I've
okay,
not
so
asked
I
you.
choose the US because it is the home of the business and best business schools in the world, offering comprehensive and globally.
You're not sure about your answer. You're not. You have to work. You have work to do.
See,
Okay.
I'm really tense. I don't know why I'm so tense. I'm really tense.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something you have to work on, and try to practice with somebody. Work on your answers first, and then try to practice with somebody. Let the person ask you questions, and then answer them. You can record yourself so that you play it back, and then make sure you are because you
Like
cannot
the
get to.
answers are very.
Yeah, you cannot get to the visa interview again and then be tense like no, 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 no. You should
But
be
with my
ready.
first interview too, I was not tense.
Yeah, so work on those things because those are little things. There are certain things that nobody can teach you, right? You can get some little tips. We can say, oh, do this, but at the end of the day, it's on you, right? You have to do that. Work on that. So, yeah. So, Imelda, for me, I think I'm done. I've told you what I need to tell you, right? I believe I don't know, there were some interruptions, so it's like I don't know if I asked you or everything I wanted to ask you, but I think you get a point. And also when you look at what we've told, I think we've said so many things to John. So when you look at all of that, because it's the same program, so the same business administration, so you can take some tips from that as well. And yeah.
Yeah, I heard some of the things you told him.
Yeah, so good luck to you guys. It's been 1 hour. We have to get into the comment section and answer questions. And okay, so
Okay,
we
so
wish you
can
guys
I
the
please
best.
ask you one question so that
Okay,
before
what
you
is
go?
it? What is the question?
Okay, so this right now my main problem is the sponsorship something. Like
Okay,
me changing what has changed in your
do
application now.
is it
And
true?
you saying that
Is it true? All the claims
well
about
what I
your sponsors. Is it true?
yeah.
If it's true, the visa officer
And the,
is likely to believe you. If it's not true, then you know, forget about it. So we cannot, you know, that is one thing with visa interview. For me, if you come to me to coach you and then you are using an ankle, it's 50-50. I always tell people that when you are using an ankle, it's 50-50. But if you come to me that it's your father and it's your father, you'll be approved. If you come to me, it's your mother and it's really your mother. Because the reason I'm saying and it's really your father is that at the visa interview, there could be follow-up questions. What does he do? And like Ebenezer's case, so if you're able to, if it's true, then you'll be approved. Because I can help you with other things, all the other answers, the story. I can help you with that, but I cannot give you your sponsor or like so if it's true, then you can go ahead and then present that, right? So that's what I can say. Okay, so good luck to you.
oh okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
And
so
thank you for your time.
yeah, no problem. And also John's time. All right. So Isa is here. Isa, hi, Momeni from South Africa. Hi, Karen from Nigeria with the Nigerian flag. Glenn Angels from Cameroon, and then Hashim from Ghana. Binod, so says, tell me about assistantships in master's degree. Your question is not a good question. What do you mean by assistantships in master's degrees? I don't know what your question is. You can check my study abroad video for beginners. It will tell you what assistantships are. If that is what you want to know, you can learn from those things. Ayola says, good evening, Shai and John, watching from Nigeria. Okay. Ayi says, okay, Ayi from Ghana. Joseph from Ghana. James from Ghana. Rosalind from Ghana with the Ghana flag. The John John's name on TikTok has the Ghana flag. So it's like it's like Kofi Ghana. Kofi Ghana.
Yeah,
Eh,
we are
okay.
representing the country.
John, but you need this if you need some funny things, like
Shine.
like what are those things about?
You see,
John.
yeah, sometimes you just have to have. You should have fun. You should have fun. Yes, something for fun.
Hey, John, you're not easy. The way I laughed there, I was like, wow, what is going on? What is going on?
You know.
Okay. Raymond from Ghana. Tino from Sierra Leone. Florence Baby from Nigeria. Augusta says, hello, Shai. Please, if my father's company is sponsoring me, should I take the company certificate and tax clearance certificate along with the company bank statement with me to the visa interview? You can take all of them. When they ask you, you can just say, I have the documents. If you say you have the documents and the visa officer say, okay, where are the documents? You can present everything to the visa officer. Okay, you can have all of them. Okay, there is nothing wrong with having them. The more documents you have, the better. But then it doesn't mean the documents will necessarily help you, because most of the time they will not even ask you about documents. But if it comes up and then you have all of these documents, then it's like, yes, you are telling the truth, right? So if you have a company's tax clearance, it means that, yeah, definitely the company is sponsoring you. So yeah, because it's not something that is easily, even if you buy bank statements, you're not going to get the tax clearance as well,
Yeah.
right? So it means that, yeah, so that helps. All right. And what other documents can you take? Steady leave letter, something to prove that you work in a company. Yeah, you can always go with a steady leave letter, right? You can always go with that. But
Yeah.
the steady leave letter, it doesn't mean if you don't have it, you will not be approved. You can go without a steady leave letter, because it's like, okay, I'm quitting now. Now I want to focus on my education, right? And then when I come back, but then because of the ties, but the ties thing, once you are very clear about why you need a degree, that can be enough. So it's like, okay, I'm going to study this program. When I come back, maybe my father has set aside some amount of money for me to start a business. So he's sponsoring my studies to go and learn this, and so that when I come back, I'll start my own company or something. That can work, right? So yeah, but then the study leave letter is helpful, right? Yeah. So Live the Dream says, Shai, thanks for today's session. Okay, I'll come. Micah says, hello, I gained admission into another school, but yet to receive an I-20. I want to buy the new MRV, but when filling the form on the website, I'm supposed to fill my service ID. Should I input the old? No, don't input the old. You can just fill the DX1C form. All you need is the number to book an appointment. And then once you have the new I-20, you can go into the DX1C form and then put the new I-20 number, right? The new service number, right? You can do that. The whole point is, don't submit the DX1C form. You can create it, but don't submit it, right? Just use the ID to book an appointment. Okay. Live the Dream says, my brother owns a logistic company that provides services for a cement company. Every 2 weeks, the cement company pays him approximately 2,000 for the services rendered. Instead of providing a bank statement for my visa interview, can I use the voucher statement issued by the cement company? No, the bank statement, because the money should be in the bank, right? The money should be in the bank so that he can get you the bank statement. The voucher doesn't say anything. What if he gets the voucher maybe once every 5 months? What about that? But then if the money is in the bank, in the bank account, then we know that, okay, that he gets this money every 2 weeks. We want that kind of thing. So the bank statement is better. It also shows that your dad saves. He knows how to save and all of that. Frederick says, she's not serious. Cry. It seems she's busily doing something. Uh,
Oh, I think he was talking about
Imelda, right?
Imelda.
Imelda.
Yeah, yeah.
Sylvia, hey, Charlie, some not be easier. Sylvia says, please interview someone going to study MBA marketing communication. John, why are you laughing?
Yeah, so yeah, you can. I think if you're going to do that, you can opt in. You can just
Exactly.
opt
If
in.
you are going to, you can come and then you are selected and you'll be interviewed. But if you say I
Yeah,
should interview somebody, it's like I have to manufacture
we
somebody. And then
yeah we don't
you
know
cannot, yeah,
who's going to study
exactly.
what. So yeah.
Sylvia Lampton says, okay, no. Okay. Galaxy Okran says, yeah, okay, you're welcome. Edward Dancy says, what are some questions you are likely to receive when you apply to a community school? The same questions, the same F1 questions.
Mm.
Delight says, hello from Nigeria. Okay, hi, Delight. Augusta says, complete what is the rate of approval if you use father's company as my sponsor? Is it as high as using my father as my, is it my father's company? Okay, so your father's company and then your father. How am I supposed to know the approval rate, right? It just, every story, it depends on how you craft your story, and like
Yeah.
it's yeah, if it's your father's company, like let's say my father is the minister. Let's say minister of what? Minister of energy, minister of health, right, in Ghana. Do I have to work for my father? No. But he's a credible sponsor. He can sponsor my studies, so I can use him as my. Or if I'm working in my father's company as maybe the managing director, and then he wants me to go up to the next level, and he's sponsoring me with the company statement or himself. So it's different, right? It depends on the story, right? All right. So TikTok notification says, okay, notifications is from Ghana. My girlfriend got admitted into a university in the US. Um, she's now preparing for her interview. Can you please prepare for her interview by providing questions and answers? So if you want questions and answers, I have so many of them on my YouTube channel, like so many. And even on TikTok here, there are a lot of them, right? I've actually made it a playlist. So there is a playlist where you can go through the questions and then use the answers, prepare your answers, and stuff like that. Okay. All right. TikTok says encourage your viewers to share the live. So please share the live and invite more friends. We are almost ending the live. So even if you share it, it's like we are ending it, right? Okay. So notifications, share the live. Apple Sylvester says Shaizi. It's Africa. Abena Linda says fertilizer or agricultural input is very possible. Okay. Well. Okay. I guess this one is John's answer about his dad. Okay. Well, yeah, that it means that I don't know, right? So which means okay, so if it's, yeah, once you guys think it's true, then yeah, it depends on if you're able to tell your story very well, right? Dave says tourist visa, please. Tourist visa and F1 visa, they are very similar. It's about, okay, where are you going to, where are you going in the US, what are you going to do? But with tourist visa, this is where ties is important. It's like, okay, what do you, maybe do you have assets or something? Where do you work? Where do you work is also applicable to F1 students as much as it applies to B1, B2. So it's just similar questions. It's all about trying to find out why you want to come to the US. Do you have the money to sponsor yourself while you are in the US? And also, when you go to the US, do you intend to go back to your home country? They are just similar questions, just different answers, and it depends on how you answer your questions. Why you want to go to the US? What you are going to do? Yeah, if yours is a tourism visa or or tourist visa, then it helps to have traveled to other countries before the US. The US shouldn't be your first country you are traveling to. It's like, that might not help you. So yeah. So TikTok, you guys, thanks so much. Okay, thanks for your time. Let's see you on YouTube and then just end it on YouTube. So Phildelia's name, yesterday I told her that I like the name Phildelia. Phildelia Sewa says, can you use a member of parliament's bank statement, or must it always be a family member? So the member of parliament, why is the person sponsoring you? It's about who is truly going to sponsor you, right? That's what this is about. Nikia says, good evening, Shai. Always nice to listen in. Okay, nice to have you here, Nikia. Micah says, please, okay, please, not the DX160, the visa application portal. Please, we need those going in for engineering program too. a question that somebody asked and we're laughing. I was asking your own. Okay, the visa application portal. Okay, so you need the service number to book an appointment. Do you need this? I've made videos about these things, but I don't even remember, because I assumed I had those things, then I used them. So it's like I don't remember if, but you need a service. If you want to book an appointment, you need a service ID. Yeah, you need a service ID. You need you need your service ID to be able to book the appointment. So I believe so. So so it means you need to get an I-20, right? Yeah, and with the school, once they give you the admission without funding, let's say they give you admission without funding and you use the admission to book an interview, you can get a new I-20 from the school with the same service number. So long as it's the same school, you're likely to get the same service number. If it's a different school, you are going to get a different service number. Okay. So let me end with this last question from Frederick Kessie. My deficit is 55,000 with no scholarship, and I've paid enrollment deposit of $2,000. My uncle is sponsoring. He's a director in one of these cocoa balls in Ghana, and he also sells SUV cars. Advice, please. Frederick, you have $2,000 to pay enrollment deposits. Hey, and it's your uncle who is sponsoring you. I don't know what you do for your uncle. He's a director. But then I don't know what you do for your uncle, why your uncle wants to sponsor you. But I mean, $2,000 is a lot of money, man. Hey, it's not easy. But you have a deficit of 55,000. Hey, 55, man, it's not easy. I mean, this one, you have to ask yourself if your uncle is really sponsoring you. If your uncle is not sponsoring you, then please be careful. Because for me, man, $55,000, I'll run away. You have $2,000 as deposit. This money you could have actually invested it very well. You could have invested this money, even if you don't do much. If you apply to so many schools, that can even change the game for you. You can get one good offer, and you're applying to the wrong schools. How can you apply to a school where the cost of attendance is where the cost of attendance is 55,000? You just have to look at all these small a place like Fortis, right, where the cost of attendance is about 25,000 or maybe 26,000 or so, or maybe Ohio University, where the cost of attendance is maybe 35,000. Those places, even if you don't have a scholarship, at least, I don't know. I am thinking that okay, you should look at places where you are going to meet other people from your country. At least maybe that can help. And also the cost of attendance. Yeah, if you're not going to get a scholarship, then try to avoid such huge cost of attendance. Is too much. 55,000 is too much. It's too much. I don't know how many uncles in Ghana will be able to spend that much money on you every year. 55,000. Yeah, I don't know. Emmanuel Shen, you said I missed your question, huh? Emmanuel Shen. Okay, he said, can I use Empower loan as proof of funds to get my I-20 from the school? If you use Empower as your proof of funds, it means that at the interview you are going to present Empower as your source of funds. And then let's say at the interview you go and present an uncle. So if your uncle was there, why did you go for Empower in the first place? Which means you are going to use Empower throughout. Why will you? Yeah, I mean, why will you do that? Me, if I'm in a situation like this where I don't have money, let's say I don't get a good scholarship, and then I'm supposed to, either go for a loan or go for a fake bank statement or something. I will not do either of them. I'll take my time, do the study abroad process again, spend a lot of time, do a lot of research. Some of you are just doing things wrongly. Like, if you take your time, there are a lot of useful resources online. You take your time, you work on all your application materials, and then you send the right emails step by step. You get it. You get something good. If you put in all the hours, you get it. The more hours you put in, the better your chances. But this Empower loan thing, for me, please, Empower, I beg. If you want to go ahead and then use the Empower, if you want to use Empower, that one is your decision. Everybody's life is different, and maybe when you come, you get a good job. They will pay you $200,000, and you can pay your Empower loan easily. But for me, I'm scared when it comes to because of my own experiences. So my own biases comes into some of these things. So I don't want anybody to make some of the mistakes that I made. So when I give you advice, I'm trying to warn you from some of these things. But if you think it's a good idea and you want to go ahead and do it, I mean, why not? Right.
Hmm.
So, John, you want to say something? Money man, you are the money man. So when it comes to money issues, you have
Uh,
to.
I mean, yeah. So I think you've said all. I think you've said all.
Mm,
With funding, it's very important. It's not just for your visa.
yeah,
You shouldn't just focus on getting the visa when it
yeah,
comes to funding. When you want the visa, just do everything. Of course, you can do everything in your power to say precise things to get the visa. But then when it comes to real funding, it's it's above what you're thinking, whether getting the visa or not. Because when
yeah,
you come, that's where you feel
yeah,
the whether you did a good job or you did a bad job. It's
yeah,
not the issue. Is not coming to the US.
yeah,
The main issue is if you'll be able to stay.
yeah,
So you shouldn't joke with that. For
yeah,
funding, you shouldn't joke with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah. Emmanuel, you are saying you have an assistantship which has a deficit of 26,000. That's a lot of money. I mean, assistantship with a deficit of. When I hear assistantships like this, it's like, hey, you guys, what kind of, which means probably maybe it's partial assistantship or something, because assistantship should be able to cover everything. Because it's like assistantship means, in a way, if it's a full assistantship where you work 20 hours, you cannot work anywhere else again. It's 20 hours for the school, so they should cover everything for you in a way. So when I see assistantship with a deficit of 26,000, I'm like, what? Right? Like when I was coming to high university, my assistantship was, it covered everything. That is the kind of assistantship that is good. It means that because you're coming to work 20 hours for the school, there is no extra hour for you to work on campus, and then make some, something to support, in a way. So it's like the school has to try and then do better, right? In a way. So yeah, the deficit is too much. If your deficit was 10,000, then I'll be like, okay, 10,000 is okay. But 26,000 deficit. No, 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 it's not good. Please, it's not good. Okay, 26,000 deficit is dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Please. So you have a deficit of 26,000. You want to go for the loan. Okay. So Emmanuel, that's the thing, right? Sometimes if your question is not complete enough, it's difficult to tell. Maybe your cost of attendance is maybe 80,000. So the GA is covering most of it, and then you have a deficit of 26. So maybe you are going to a big city, right? So in your case, yeah, if the assistantship covers maybe 55,000, then it's good. But I don't know what the amount is. So if you don't give me all the figures, I can give you a bad advice because I don't have all the all the information, right? So Nikia says, what if someone applied to 9 schools and got admitted to only one with full funding, and the VO asks about how many schools you applied to? What will be the best answer, please? Now, the reason I'm answering this, I was done, right? The reason I'm answering this is because it's Nikia. Let me just make it clear. I said I was done, but then yeah, Nikia is somebody who I'm familiar with on the channel, so I had to. So yeah, the thing is that I cannot say, I cannot give you straight answer, right? I'm giving you ideas so that you know what to say. The thing is that the visa officer, whether you get 20 admissions, whether you apply to 50 schools, the visa officer has no idea that you apply to 50 schools. They
Mhm.
only know what you are telling them.
Mhm.
So if you apply to 10 schools and then let's say you got admission to only one, you can decide how you want to present the story, right? You can decide. But the point is that, well, another thing I can tell you is that if you apply to so many and then you got admission to one with funding, it doesn't even matter. Even if you say I applied to 9, I got admission to one, it still works, because once you have funding from one, it means that the other ones, maybe you made some mistakes, you applied to the wrong schools or something. Then so this one, you worked on your application. It was the last application, you worked on it, and then that's why you got the funding, right? Maybe the other ones, you were in a haste, maybe you were chasing all these free applications, you made some mistakes. That can work. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the visa officer does not know how many schools you apply to. The visa officer does not know how many admissions you got. They are not interested in these things, because it's like, it's too much work for them. They are not interested in trying to find out how many admissions you got, how many. No. So if they ask you, whatever you tell them, they take it. And it helps that you've not been rejected too many times. If you are rejected too many times, it's not a good thing, right? So ideally, if you apply to 3, normally if you apply to too many, 9 means you are desperate, right? So maybe you apply to 3, you got into 1.
Yeah.
Or maybe you apply to 2, you got into 1. That kind of thing is better. So yeah, the visa officer doesn't know. They don't care. Because what's the whole point, right? The point is you apply to 1, you apply to 9, they all rejected you except 1. 1 thought you are good enough. There's nothing wrong with it. Why should your visa be denied just because 8 schools have rejected you? There's nothing wrong with that, right? Everybody has to receive rejections in life, right? So the visa officer should not punish you because you've been rejected. But then if you don't have any funding from any of them, only admissions, then there is a problem. It's like, it means you're not a strong candidate, right? But if one has given you admission and funding, then you're a strong candidate, right? So yeah. So Nikia says your previous question. Okay, this one. Okay. Nikia is giving me heart emoji, like hey.
Shai.
So
Mm.
yeah. So Emmanuel Shen, your thing is very complicated. You have a stipend of 15,000, but you have a deficit of 26. So where will you take care of the rest, right? So and the stipend they have to take taxes. John doesn't like taxes, so they have to take taxes. So they will leave you with something less than that. So it's like you have to be very careful. But then if you have some family monies that can push you a little bit, maybe personal savings, then you can take the risk and come. When you come, yeah, you might be able to survive. You might be fine, right? But yeah, it depends. Everybody's story is different. Sometimes these things I cannot really. If I during live session I can give you bad answers depending on what you present to me. But then if this is where sometimes maybe if you consult, that can help you, because if you consult, then I can ask you everything I need to know about you and then give you something that I think helps. But yeah, this one I can just tell you something. Nikia says I'm funny. Oh, Nikia, you give me a heart emoji and I said I'm funny. Oh, Nikia, why are you like that? So guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. And John, thank you so much for making the time, because people in the US, they don't have time like that. So when I get you, or anytime I get you, like, I really appreciate that. And also John from Nigeria, and then Imelda. So you guys too, thanks so much for giving us the opportunity to interview you, because in a way it's two-way. It's a two-way thing, right? You find it a privilege for us to interview you. We also find it a privilege to interview you. So it's like, okay, a two-way affair. So that's good. So thanks all of you for your time. And yeah, I thought while I was talking, Nikia will give me another hat so that it will cover the you are fine, but she's not giving me, so it's fine. John,
Shai.
John, do you have last words? Any last words?
Yeah. So, Nikia, actually, what I will also say is, since they don't know how many schools you apply to, and you got funded in one already, you are successful in your application. So, what I would say is, it's better. You can just say you applied 9, you got 6, or you got 5. They don't know they don't have any information. Or you can say you applied 4, you got 2. So for me, the reason why is when the margin is too large, it can sound something to
maybe
whoever
you're not a
it
strong
is.
candidate.
Yeah, you're not a strong candidate. So I think you can modify it. Just say something. Just close the gap. Just say something to close the gap. It's fine. Yeah.
So Nikia, if that is the case, then I'm happy for you. Then congratulations if you've gotten one, because all you need is one. Right? All you need is one good one. So yeah, I've received my heart, so I'm happy. Right now, I'm happy. So Sylvia says I've not answered the question. Sylvia, really? What did Sylvia say? It's like I have to go up because I'm familiar with Sylvia too. Sylvia says, "Please, Shai, I'm using my uncle's company account statement for the visa process and he's my sponsor as well. What is your view on that? And what do I need to do? What do I need to go with?" So yeah, you can go with the statements now. With the uncle, why is the uncle sponsoring you? What have you done for the uncle? Do you work for your uncle? Do you work in his company? If you work in his company, that can help you. It depends on your role in the company and then what you are coming back to do in the company. So all of these things. With the two people that we interviewed today, okay, one was using the father. Okay, so Imelda, she was using the uncle. We've said so many things about these things. So if you're able to watch the video again, I think you'll be able to know what to say. And I've also posted a lot of videos about these things, so you can check all of these things. Okay, so John Nikia says thank you. Okay, thank you for your answer. So
you're welcome. You're
yeah,
welcome.
so yeah, thanks guys, and we wish you the best, and I hope you have a good week. I'll see you next week, Saturday. I don't know what I want to talk about. If I don't have anything to talk about, then because I want to be specific about a topic, something that students want, so that I can talk about it. So you guys, if you have a question about something, you can reach out to my assistant about something you want us to talk about. Then I can find a person to talk to. If not, we might not have any study abroad session on Saturday, because I just don't want to just come and be doing I just want to make sure there is a need for it, right? But then mock session right now, yeah, it's a mock season, so we'll be doing mock sessions on Sundays. So, and John, I don't know if John will be available. John, will you be available next weekend?
Yeah, I'll be available.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be available.
Cool. So I'll have John as well. So guys, thanks so much and good luck to you. Bye.
Bye.
The goal of this channel is first to help students get admission and funding into schools abroad. Secondly, to help students get their visas approved. And finally,